Hello and welcome to episode 58 of the HamCorp Training Manual. In this episode, we go through the confusing process of upgrading our thaumcraft wand, and also demonstrate how to transport nodes around the world. So welcome to the start of a magic arc, I guess. I've gathered up almost everything I need to set up these ore drilling plants, but I don't have enough ender tanks. So far, all my ender tanks have been from loot bags, but I need to be able to make more. All these materials are very much within reach, but this 100 aspect requirement is what's keeping us from making this right now. As you can see, my wand has a capacity of 50 with an 89% average V cost. And even if I put on my bewitched robes, it's still only 80%. So I need to have a capacity of at least 80 to make these ender tanks. Along with that, gathering 100 of each aspect, or I guess 80 of each aspect, is a real pain in the ass, and I need to make quite a few of these ender tanks. So I'm going to look into more thaumcraft and see how I can address these things. The first order of business is to get a better wand. And in the Adept Thaumaturgy tab, there are a few quests about this. So I could make the Thaumium wand core, and this gives you a wand with 80 capacity, but it needs 75 capacity to craft. So this isn't the immediate next step. That would actually be this way. So we need to make a primal charm, and with a primal charm, we can make a scepter. A scepter is similar to a wand, but it's only used for crafting. It has 50% more capacity and an additional discount, but it can't hold a focus. And that's fine. I haven't looked at foci yet, so this is what I really need right now. So I've already started doing some research, and I've also decided that I'm going to do this correctly. I'm going to invest in some applied energistics for thaumcraft as well, starting with the arcane crafting terminal. Need some research. Along with the Essentia terminal, needs more research. I'm going to make myself the arcane crafting terminal. I'm also going to make some diffusion and coalescence cores. These are used to make the Essentia terminal, but they're also used for a lot of other things. Now the arcane crafting terminal is a little more convenient than our old setup. I can put the robes in the terminal as well as the wand, and of course I can access everything in storage. The rendering here is a little buggy, but that's fine. Now before I continue into making the primal charm, I actually want to work on node stabilization. This is a way for us to bring all the different nodes around the world back home, and that would save me a lot of just tedious legwork if I do that. To do this, you need the research for node in a jar. This lets you pick up nodes and put them back down. And you're also going to need research for the node stabilizer. And for what I plan to do, I'm also going to need the advanced node stabilizer as well as the harnessing V research. And I researched these other things too while I was at it because I figured why not. I've also already researched a bunch of these different wand cores. They're fine. I need to do these two researches as well for staffs and scepters, and probably also these wand caps. I was just doing research, and I just had an Eldritch Epiphany. I think this unlocked the Eldritch tab. I don't know if I could see it before, but this lets me make void seeds now. And then also void metal, which is something I've wanted to make for a long time, because it lets me make pure crystals from seeds 100% of the time. So far, I've just been crafting these in big batches. This would let me auto-craft this. It seems I may have made these a little bit too early, because to make a node in a jar, I need a wand that can have 70 of each aspect in it. My current wand can hold 50. So I'm glad to have done all of this, because I am going to use it probably this episode, but I need to pivot back to upgrading my wand first. So I'm going to have to run around and charge this like a bozo, but hopefully soon I won't have to do that much anymore. So first off, I'm going to make the primal charm. So here's a checkbox quest. I have no idea what this is about. Regardless, the next step is to make a scepter. So NEI is pretty unhelpful when it comes to these wands and scepters and stuff, but you can see the use of a great wood rod and then scroll through and find something that you like. So I get an 80% average V cost, so that's a 20% discount. And that means I think I could make this one, the gold banded great wood scepter. Because with a 20% discount, that brings us down to 48, and I could do that. So I'm going to get some gold caps, some of this other garbage, and then I'm going to make a gold banded great wood scepter. This will give me a capacity of 75, and that should open up a few new things. Check this out. I have a bigger discount now. 70% instead of 80%, and a larger capacity than before. Now I don't know if I can use a scepter to make the node in a jar, and I kind of don't care because I'm going to keep making better wands anyway. So now I'm going to make a thaumium wand core, and with the thaumium wand core, I can make a bunch of thaumium wands. I should be able to make the silver embossed thaumic wand because this is 105 of each aspect, and 70% of that is 73.5. which is within the capacity here. So this is my next immediate goal, starting with the thaumium wand core, of course, because that finishes this quest. So now we have our silver embossed thaumic wand. However, if you look at the silverwood wands and scepters, it seems like we still can't get enough of these aspects to do the craft. And actually, it also seems like we can't even make the thaumic scepters. So of course, silverwood is a higher tier than thaumic, so you should expect to not be able to make silverwood, but I would have expected to be able to make the thaumic scepter, given that I have the thaumic wand now. But no, and I haven't looked up how to deal with this. I thought it would be fun to try and learn more thaumcraft and try to figure it out myself. And I think that what we want is wand enhancements and wand augmentations. So I do need to do some research to unlock this. According to the quest, it lets my wand hold 25% more V, and that would make it high enough that with my discounts, I'd be able to make the silverwood wand. Now, I don't know if this is the right way to go, and I don't know how these augmentations work, but this is just me as CEO working 10 billion times harder than everyone else, trying to figure it out myself. Also, by the way, at this point, I could make some ender tanks. With the discounts, I could do this, but I kind of want to do the arcane assembler first. Just so I can automate this and I don't have to make it by hand every time. But no, I think we'll come back to this later. I'm kind of deep in the thaumcraft right now. So, wand augmentation. To do this, I need to do the wand studies research, and that's in Thaumic Machina, but I need to do quite a bit more research before I can get there. Now, I did the charge buffer quest, but I haven't actually upgraded my wand yet, because the charge buffer is not something that's crafted. You kind of use ingredients to craft it into a wand, and it's part of an infusion. What I mean is something like this. So we put in our ingredients with our wand, and then we get the same wand, but augmented now. Ooh, look at that. 100 capacity. Nice. So now I can make this, the copper-capped Thaumic Scepter. That'll bring me up to 120 capacity. And then with the 120 capacity and slightly larger discount, hopefully, I'll be able to make a nice silverwood wand or maybe even a scepter. That would be nice. I won't lie, I am getting very tired of infusions. And also still having to manually do this is very annoying. I think once I'm done with this wand chase and I get a silverwood wand, I'm going to start working on automating magic. Oh, fuck. I should have been more careful. This 77% average V cost is an average. Ordo and Perdicio cost more. So this wand actually does not hold enough for me to do this craft. That is very annoying. I guess I'm just going to take the L here and make this iron-capped Thaumic Scepter instead. Ugh. Well, it's still an upgrade, so can't be too mad. Nice. So this gives me a 20% discount, at least on average. It's basically going to let me craft things with 150 base cost. So that means I could make this gold-banded silverwood wand. And I am going to do that. And after that, I'm going to bring some nodes over and show you how to do that. And while those are processing, and I'll explain what that means later, while that's happening, I'm going to start automating some of these magic contraptions. Now the silver rod infusion is a little weird because it has 7 ingredients and you can't balance that. So I just have a little bit of extra essentia in each of these jars, and I'm going to turn off my magnet so that if something falls off a pedestal, I can go put it back immediately. Well, that was pretty uneventful. Now that we have the gold-banded silverwood wand, we can get around to node stabilization. Now this is something I've never done before in thaumcraft, so bear with me if I make mistakes. I will correct them, but it might just be, a little bit later in the video. Before we can do any of this, we're going to need some nodes. That's where this research comes in. I mentioned this before. The node in a jar. This is a way to kind of bottle up the nodes that we find around the world and move them around. So you basically build a multi-block around the node and then you whack it with the wand, and that turns it into an item. I'm going to have to charge my wand between each one, which is, just thinking about that makes me really sad. And it sucks even more because you would think, oh, I can just charge my wand from the node and then bottle it up, but No, it says in the book here, the node is frozen at the state it was in when it was trapped. If we siphon everything off and then bottle it, then we're not going to have a useful node. So I am going to have to come back and do a little primal shroom stuff, or maybe I'll take my primal shrooms with me. Then I can charge on the go. Yeah, I think that's the play. So I'm going to go around and collect, I don't know, like 4 or 5 nodes to start. I don't know how many I need. I might need more, who knows? Alright, I have some nodes in a jar. I have 3 normal pale nodes and 1 sinister node. Now I don't know what the difference is, so I'm going to put this one aside for now. And the other 3 nodes, I need some space to put these down. I haven't made essential storage cells yet. I should do that, and then I can clean up all of this space. This is so disorganized anyway. Yeah, I'm going to do that really quick. Need to do some research, unsurprising. And here we go into another rabbit hole. To make the storage housing, I need warded glass. To make warded glass, I need a wand focus warding. I think this isn't consumed though, so that's nice. But this needs more research. And an infusion. I just want to store my essentia, man. So this is just the 1K essentia storage cell. And it can only hold 12 essentias, or 12 essentia types. So I do need to make a few more, but these kind of suck to make because I have to do it manually and auto-crafting it is still out of reach. But it's better than nothing. Now I can finally take some of these down. Oh, that's so much nicer. Right, now back to the nodes in a jar. So my understanding of these nodes is that the larger ones are going to consume the smaller ones. So this one has 86 essentia, for example. This one has less than that. This one also has less than that. So this one is eventually going to eat the other 2 and kind of combine into one big node. Now I don't know if you lose some of these essentias while it's consuming, that's possible. But if not, then we're going to be left with a node that is just the sum of all of these. And that's really nice. They're going to fight each other, and it's going to take a long time. The other nodes will siphon from each other, and maybe siphon from the bigger one. I think it might just be that it ends up eventually that the biggest one is going to consume the others, but I'm not sure if that's exactly true. I don't know, but we'll find out. So that's where the advanced node stabilizer comes in, as well as the node transducer. The regular node stabilizer, like it says in the Thaumanomicon, prevents nodes from draining V from other nodes, and it prevents it from being drained as well. So that's kind of like a isolation chamber, in a sense. The advanced node stabilizer, this lets larger nodes siphon from smaller ones, but not the other way around. However, while it's siphoning, V will not recharge. So I'm going to want to just leave it to siphon and do something else. And then when it's done siphoning and becomes a big fat healthy node, then I can turn off the advanced node stabilizer. And then I can use it as a node. Now the transducer, this transforms nodes into energized nodes. These no longer store or recharge V, and V can no longer be drawn from them with a wand. That seems like the opposite of what I want, but it's not, because it generates centi-V. And this is generated at a constant rate, and I think the amount you get per tick depends on the size of the node that's being energized. So the transducer allows us to energize a node and harvest this centi-V, and this can be relayed from the transducer to other locations using relays. So I need to make some of these as well. I don't know how these link to applied energistics, but I guess we'll see. First, let me set up these nodes, starting with, ooh, this is kind of a permanent location for this, huh? I think I'm going to dig out a little room underneath here. I know I just dug all this out, but I'm going to build a little room beneath and have one central advanced stabilized node. And then I'll place the others around it, and then eventually the central node will consume the others and become really big. At least that's my hope, and I hope that's how this works. Otherwise, I'm going to be wasting my time. Pretty bland looking room, but I don't know what it's going to look like. So I decided to just leave it as a blank canvas for now. But now, we're doing something I have never done before. Placed an advanced node stabilizer. And the node in the jar, yep, that turns it back into a node. And then I have 2 more nodes. I'm going to place them far from each other so that they don't consume each other. Hopefully this is in range to be consumed. Guess we'll see. I don't know how long this takes. I also don't know if these are in range. Alright, I'm starting to think I placed these too far. Well, time to reseal them and move them. But I think resealing them degrades their quality, so I think I'm just gonna go get some new ones. Alright, looks like it's working. The central node picked up some aqua and perdicio from the other ones, but I didn't see it happen. So I think this is just a really, really slow process. Oh, you see that? So I think, yep, there it is. Okay, that is the Essentia being transferred over. So yeah, this is gonna take a long time. Before the next episode, I'm going to do a bunch of research, all of these different applied energistics researches, everything here in the energistics tab that I can, and I will report my findings in the next episode. Thank you for watching this episode of the HamCorp Training Manual. In the next episode, we will automate as much of our thaumcraft equipment as possible using applied energistics. We will also explore Centivi, and if there is time, start working on other magic mods. HamCorp would like to remind employees that HamCorp is not liable for any excess limb growth due to magical experimentation. See you next time.